Evening. Let's have a quick look at what happened for some of our Pembrokeshire rugby sides in the final part of the show. And actually, God, it was quite a difficult weekend, wasn't it, in terms of results? For Narberth in the Premier Division, they had a second consecutive game against Llanelli Wanderers, and I don't know, it's always difficult, that I think, when you play the same side in two different competitions, back-to-back matches. They were stung as well, weren't they, in the cup? Llanelli won it right at the end with a drop goal, but it wasn't as close, was it, on Saturday? Narberth losing 22 points to 14.
I think Narberth will be disappointed that they didn't come away with a victory before the game. They would have felt possibly confident with home advantage, their fans there at the Lewis Lloyd ground. They possibly should have done better. But I think there was a little problem with their outside half when I was reading Bill's. I think the regular outside half wasn't fit, so they brought somebody in, and in the warm-up, that outside half got injured as well. So they started the game without a fly half, to be honest with you, and that's not great because that's quite an important cog in any game, your half-backs, and especially a fly half. So not criticising the boy who stepped in and did the job, because they did okay, but I think they would have felt on their day they could have got a bit closer or even beaten Llanelli Wanderers. But that's rugby for you, isn't it?
It's not been a bad start for Narberth, though, after a hard season last season.
It's more positive start, definitely.
Two wins from 4, so they would have taken that, I think, and they'll look to bounce back. Crymych have had a really tricky start, haven't they, in the Championship? And although they fought hard again, they went down at Gowerton by 39 points to 14. They played against the wind in the first half, and it was close at half time. It was 10-7, but Gowerton really did power through in the second half, and it has been a difficult start, hasn't it? All changed. We commented on this last week, didn't we? All changed at Crymych, but they'll be looking to end that run of defeats at some point.
Going on a similar pattern of what you just said, with the Otters were going through last season. It's hard when you're in that. Winning is a habit. Losing can also be a habit as well, Ben. It's hard to get that mindset and believe that you can win these games. They're more than capable of doing it. They've got some cracking players in Crymych, very solid pack, work hard. They've got some really good players behind as well. It's just a matter of getting their game on that particular day right. So there's a long way to go, but I'm sure Crymych will certainly get a victory before too much longer anyway.
It's a great club, Crymych, and we featured them quite a bit on the show. We heard in the first hour, actually, moving into Division 1 West, we heard from John Evans, the Tenby coach, a regular on the show. It's not often he talks to us after they've lost a game, actually, not because he won't talk to us, but because they don't lose that many matches, do they, Tenby? And they went down by 10 points. They lost 40-30 away to Hendy. But he actually had two 18-year-olds making their debuts in that game. I think Hooker, Ewan, Duffy, and Bowen Clark, who played at number 10. So great for them to make their debuts.
I think young Bowen Clark contributed 15 of their points, to be fair to him.
Wow.
That's brilliant on your debut, isn't it? And unfortunately finished on the losing side. But Jonathan Evans is a realist. We know that. And Tenby are a very good side. They'll definitely bounce back. It's just a little blip. Hendy is always a tough place to go. It was back in the old West Wales League many years ago. Hendy was a really fearsome place to go. So they did very well, but they'll beat them when they come to Hayward Lane. That's my prediction.
In Division 2 West, a win for Fishguard and Goodwick. They went to Whitland and won by 37 points to 20 in what sounded like that's a high-scoring game, that, and an exciting game to watch. That one. The games in Division 3 West, we should say Narberth Athletic against Milford Haven was postponed for no other reason. Don't want to cause any trouble. No other reason than that the weather was bad on Friday evening. So that match was off. Nothing to do with how many players they could raise or anything like that. So that game was off. Cardigan were beaten by Tumble by 20 points to 40. Haverfordwest against Nayland, that was postponed due to a family bereavement in the Nayland camp. And the game that we heard about in the first hour of the show, St David's against Llanybother. Now, we heard from the St David's assistant coach in the first hour. St David's won by 60 points to 50, but I have to say fair play to Llanybother, because they made that journey, and I think they had 4 St David's squad members playing on permit, didn't they, for them?
Yeah, a lot of teams wouldn't have even travelled with only having 11 players on the bus, but they obviously negotiated well with St David's, who loaned them 4 players, and they got the game done. But it's difficult when you're in a position like they are, struggling to find a team every week. I mean, it's hard going. It really is hard going. So they need a pat on the back, all of them, for turning up and actually getting the
Definitely.
game done. Getting the
Yeah,
game.
and it's in the spirit of the game, isn't it?
It is in the spirit of the game as well, Ben. You're right.
Yeah. Elsewhere, Pembroke Dock Harlequins 7, Ponteverum 25. Crymic's development side beat Langham by 21 points to 12, and Tenby's youngsters were beaten by Newcastle Emlyn by 25 points to 5. The Tenby Athletic side, I think, was probably missing a few players. Or a couple of them, I'd imagine, were the 2 young lads who were doing well for the first team.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously, yeah, they would have been playing in the other team. So there we are.
Yeah. There we go. So a mixed bag for Pembrokeshire's rugby sides over the weekend. Let's finish with football. Liam Cullen in the Wales squad for 2 games this week. They played Thursday night at Wembley. Small matter of a game against England, but arguably that game isn't as important as the one on Monday, which is the World Cup qualifier against Belgium. Fraser, if you remember, and I think he remembers most of his trip to Belgium.
He does.
But he was there, wasn't he, for the away game? And I think it finished 5-3 to Belgium. It was a high-scoring game of 4-3. I think. It was very close, wasn't it? Wales went behind and came back, and I think it was 4-3. They were beaten right at the end. So that's a big game in Cardiff. That is without a doubt the bigger of the two, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Craig Bellamby's done a great job with Wales since he's taken over. He's been really, really positive, and we play some good attacking football. So the England game will be a difficult one, but they're so much stronger than Wales. We all know that, with the players they've got to pick from. But Wales will definitely give it their best shot. But the more important game, you're right, is against Belgium. It's more important to qualify. So if we can turn them over on Monday, that would be an exceptional result. But there's a lot of water to go under the bridge before now and then, Ben. But yeah, as Welsh fans, we want Wales to do well in both games, because obviously we always want to beat the old enemy, and also we want to beat Belgium as well. And
what do you think? Do you think Wales will beat England on Thursday? I'm going to say it actually could be a draw, to be honest. I think
it depends how seriously England take it.
Well, and it depends how seriously Wales take it as well, to be fair.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I think so. I think under Bellamy, they're not an easy side to play against. So
he will be going out there. You might think that Wales aren't going to turn up on Thursday, but I think he'll have a different mindset.
Yeah, he's not the type of coach, I don't think, that would just say it's a friendly. I don't think he'll let them go there that way. So we shall see. Tom, prediction from you?
Well, I know Bellamy surprised me the last friendly by fielding a lot of young players and a few new caps. So I think it does depend on how Bellamy approaches it. Is it a way of bleeding in new players, or is it a test match before the Belgian match, without risking injury?
Yeah.
Okay. You were in Swansea on Saturday, Gord. Where will you be this weekend? Back following the Division 1 matches?
Pembrokeshire League football, mate. We'll see what the weather brings, and I'll be doing my little hopping around the grounds again then. Then back to normality.
Excellent stuff, and hopefully there'll be no Storm Amy to contend with. I'll tell you where I'm going on Sunday. I'm at Tottenham for the NFL, actually. New York Jets.
Now that's New York Jets. I've never seen.
New York against Denver. I'm going to see on Sunday, so I'll report back on that.
Is that the first time you've seen American football live?
Second time. I went last year, it was great. So this year I'll probably understand even more of what's going on, because it did take a bit of time last year. But I've swatted up, so I'm off to watch that. So I'll report back on the show next week. I'm sure we have plenty of NFL fans that watch this show on a Monday evening. Anyway, that is it from us. We've got a brilliant edition of Pembrokeshire Island Disc coming up. Former Narberth County Councillor Eaton-Evans is going to be on with Dave, and it is one not to miss. That is on the way next. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Gordon. Enjoyed that interview with Graham Brockway. Do watch that again, and good luck to the Boxing Club with their event on Saturday. We shall see you next Monday from 7 on Pure West Sport. Good night.